Okay, can you highlight? Where is it? Mask, you don't have a word such as mask. Ask, we have ask. What else? Any others that you see? What about we? The other we? Sure. What else? What about get? Any other words you see? Lead. Okay, so this one, lead. Any others? So we also have another ask here. Anything else? We also have another ask here. Okay, so that is basically what we call scanning. All right, we block out other information, other words that are not relevant, unnecessary. Since we're looking for real words in a long random list of letters, so we only look at those words. We find them. So that's what we mean by scanning. Okay? For example, for WH questions, if the question is who, what should be the answer? Let's have look. If the question is who, what should be the answer? It should be a name of a person or people. So all you have to do is to scan the passage and look for a name of a person. So if you don't see a name of a person, you disregard the information. Okay? What about the question, where? What should be the answer? Let's have, what's your name here again? Okay, so if the question is where, okay, so you only look for a name of a place. So there. So that's what we mean by scanning. So we only look for words that are meaningful, that are important for us to identify the right answers. So this is how we answer the questions, the 40 questions on time. Okay? Questions? Do you have any questions? All right. Okay, so let's try to practice skimming and scanning by answering one question. All right, so let me have someone read the question for us. Let's have Ming. Lian. You read. When? Fatal. Fatal enforced. Enlargement. Okay, all right. So this is a good example of skimming and scanning. Multiple choice questions. So when you answer multiple choice questions, normally this is the easy version of multiple choice questions. There is another version of multiple choice that I would say is more challenging. But if you will be given this kind of multiple choice questions, do your very best to not make mistakes. This is your chance to earn more points, okay? So usually when we answer the reading examination, we do not read the passage first. It's going to waste your time. Not all information from the passage is important. You only need to read the part again that is relevant to the question. So what you do instead, go to the question first, analyze the question, identify keywords. Okay, so what are the keywords on? Number one, when. Nourishment. What else? Temple. Sparta. Okay, so there. So when you say keywords, we do not include prepositions unless if it's sentence completion, all right? So we just use words that are considered to be main words or content words. So what are content words? Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. So we only identify them as keywords, okay? Except if it's completion question. So if you also notice, what are the options? What options do we have? chat. What kind of options are they? Okay, they're numbers. What numbers are they? Are they phone numbers? Okay, so what numbers are they? They are? What do you mean by 370 BC, 470 BC? What are they? Die? Okay, it's not maybe, it's their years. Okay? BC actually stands for before Christ. Okay? So these are all years, so all you just have to do is to look for a year. So most probably the answer is going to be a year. But not all of them are correct answers. One of them is the correct answer. So what you need to do, find which part of the passage that will give you an answer. So first, we look for the keywords. So when it's already, we already determined that the correct answer is a year. So fatal enforced malnourishment. Where do we find this phrase? Fatal enforced malnourishment. Where can we find that? Let's have Ken. Can you look for this one? Fatal enforced malnourishment. Where can we find those words? First, paragraph 1 or paragraph 2? Fatal enforced malnourishment. Where do we find? Okay, can you go to the board? B? Where is that? Paragraph? Where do we find it? Where do we find it? Paragraph 2. Which line? What line? Line 2? Line 2 of paragraph 2? Are you sure? Is it line 1? Here, line 1 in paragraph 2. Fatal enforced malnourishment. Okay, what about the next one? Temple. Where do we find temple? Tell us. Temple, where's temple? Okay, here. Temple. And then Sparta. Where do we find Sparta? Sparta. Let's have hi. Where's Sparta? In paragraph 2. Okay, so what's the correct answer? Letter B. Where do we find letter B? Okay, so this happened. So when you say this, the fatal enforced malnourishment in a temple and Sparta, so it happened around 470 BC. So the correct answer is letter B, 470 BC. Okay, did we have to read paragraph A? Did we read paragraph A or not? Yes or no? No. So that will help you save time. That is how we answer the reading examination. Understood? Okay. So let's do another one. Okay. This is the second question. So it's still multiple choice questions. This time I will not help you. I need you to answer the questions by yourself. Okay, let's have Luke. Can you read number 2? Okay, so what are the keywords? Okay, Tom Holland. What else? Letter C. Okay, so where do we find the keywords? I'm sorry. We have two paragraphs, right? We have paragraph 3, we have paragraph 4. So where can we find the keywords? Paragraph 3, okay. So which line? Okay, so we have Tom Holland at the last part of paragraph 3. What about Roman political combat? Where can we find it? So which one? Paragraph 3 or paragraph 4? Paragraph? Okay, so where? Roman political combat. Where do we find Roman political combat in paragraph 3? So how did you arrive to letter C as an answer? Okay, let's ask some help. Let's have Yo. Where can we find Roman political combat? Okay, in the first sentence of paragraph 4, right? Okay, so Roman political combat. Okay, what about Roman political combat? Where can we find that? So we have here Roman civilization. All right. So Tom Holland and political combat. So we need to say the information should be found somewhere at this part. So in between the last part of paragraph 3 and the first part of paragraph 4. So your answer, Doug, is letter C. Why is your answer letter C? Which part? So you said Roman political combat was as intense as the political combat nowadays. So we need to say they're equally intense. So where can we find that? Can you read that part? There was an intense. Okay, so when you say on the scale of hours today, what does that mean? On the scale of hours. What do you say? Not really, they're equal. Okay, so let's say if the political combat today is intense, it's as intense as the political combat in the past. So as intense was as intense as us, so it actually means equal. So the correct answer is letter C. Okay, so if you notice, we did not anymore read the first part of paragraph 3 and the last part of paragraph 4 because the keywords are in between the last part of paragraph 3 and the first part of paragraph 4. Okay, so this is how we save time. Next one. Okay, so this time true, false are not given. So I need everyone to check the questions and answer. Okay. like to answer? All right, let's have Liên. Can you read number 3? Read. Okay, so is this true, false, or not given? Jason Goodwin is an expert on Ottoman affairs. Is it true, false, or not given? Your answer is? Your answer is false. Where do we get false? Where can we get false? Paragraph 5 or paragraph 6? Okay, paragraph 6. Can you read which part tells us false? Read the part. Again, when you say false, the information does not match the passage information. Are they not the same? Read. Read it loud. Read it loudly. Where? Okay, so here, an expert on Ottoman affairs. Goodwin says, so we also have Goodwin, Jason Goodwin. We're referring to the same person. Okay, so according to the passage, he is an expert on the Ottoman affairs. So the answer is true. So there you go. So all you have to do is to read this part. You don't have to read everything. Okay? Next one. All right. So still true, false, not given. So read the question and answer. Finish? Any answer? Okay, your answer is? Okay, let's have the answer. Your answer is false. Can you tell me why? Why is it a false kid? English. Why a false? Your answer is correct. It's a false, but why? Okay, do not. Okay, where? Which part? Okay, read this part. In 1848, secret treaty between. Okay, so why is it a false? Okay, so U.S. and Mexico, and then here, U.S. and, okay, U.S. and Mexico, but in the question it's U.S. and China, so they're not the same. The information is there, but they're not the same. That is why the answer is a false. Okay, so there. Next one. All right, so this time, sentence completion. So the answer should not be more than one word. One word only. Again, one word only. Ming-An? What is your answer, Ming-An? At the back? What is your answer? What do you think is the correct answer? No answer yet? What is your answer? No? Okay, come on. Sorry? Uh-huh. Okay, so your answer is surveillance. Okay, so can you tell me why? Can you explain? So your answer is surveillance. Okay, why do you think this is the answer? What are the keywords? Okay, so we have the word technology. What else? Very important keyword. Okay, the name Paul Flashmore. Okay, what else? Leak. Much rarer. Okay, where do we find these keywords? Okay, paragraph 9. So we have Flashmore. We have technology. Kind of leak. Much rarer. So what kind of technology? So it's surveillance technology. So there. So we don't have to read paragraph 8. All we have to do is to find the keywords and read that part of the passage. So we can find the missing word. Questions? No questions? Okay. All right, next one. Okay, let's have B. The one in blue. What is the correct answer? Why is it defect? Okay, so what are the keywords? Okay, so Heather group. What else? Complicated. Okay, what else? Complicated too. This is very important. So if you see the preposition to, usually the word that comes next would be a verb in base form. Okay, what else? What are the other keywords? Digital information. Okay, where do we find it? Which line? It's actually here, right? So Heather group. We have Heather group here. So what about complicated? Okay, difficult means complicated. So they are synonyms. Complicated to defend. So the correct answer is the word defend. Questions? Do we have any questions? All right, so there you go. So basically, that would actually be the way for you to answer the reading examination. All right, so all you have to do is to find the keywords most of the time, and then wherever the keywords are found, read that part of the passage, and you will find out the answer. Okay? So this time, I will be giving you a longer passage with more questions. All right? So I need you to get a sheet of paper, or you can open your notepad app. Okay, I need you to take a photo first of the questions. Take a photo first of the questions. Ready? Are we done? Did you take a photo? Okay, all right, so this is the passage. I'm gonna give everyone 5 minutes to answer. It's 8:49, so we will answer at 8:44. I mean 54. Prepare to explain your answers. Okay, let's answer. All right, volunteer. Matt? Number one. I'm sorry. 550. Okay, can you read? Is this correct? Okay, can you read the question?
What is the number of children that have newly total of medicine?
Okay, so what are the keywords? Number, children, New England Journal of Medicine. Last one. Study. Okay, so where do we find the answer? First, second, third paragraph. First, second, I'm sorry. Hold on, there. First, second, and third paragraph.
Paragraph 1
Okay, paragraph 1.
in my form.
So we have here New England Journal of Medicine. Study. Okay, looked at 550 children. So there. And then what is the instruction? The instruction says to write only 2 words or a number. So when you say or, you cannot put numbers and words together. So the correct answer is 550. Okay? So if your answer is 550 students or 550 children, if you put the word, your answer is not correct. There has to only be a 1 word or 2 words or a number. Okay, number 2. Volunteer, question number 2. Who would like to answer? Okay, 10 minutes. Your answer is 5. Okay, so what are the keywords? Okay, age, what else? Okay, child, stop. Okay, eating peanuts. Consume peanut snacks. All right, what else? Okay, first 11 months. Okay, all right, so where do we find this? Yes, Helen, where? Where can we find that information? Which line? Which paragraph? Paragraph. Okay. Where is that? Okay, all right. So, a child consumed peanut snacks within the first 11 months of life. Okay, so at the age of 5, they can stop eating. So the correct answer is 5. Okay, so 5 years old. Next one, number 3. Volunteer? Who would like to answer question number 3? On, you like to answer? The maturity. Okay, can you read the question? Measure. Okay, type in the chat. We can see the chat. The majority. Okay, so the majority. All right, what are the keywords? Okay, what part? Infants. Period. Okay, so where are the keywords? Where Okay, so the majority, and then infants remain protected. So what part? Majority. Okay, so there, correct. Last one, number 4. Would like to answer number 4? Volunteer? Okay, me? Peanut allergy, I think. Okay, so what are the keywords? Illness, okay, what else? 20,000 babies. Diagnosed with each year. Okay, where do we find this? So we're looking for an illness, a disease. Which part? So 20,000, where do we see 20,000? So this one, right? 20,000 baby a year, diagnosed with peanut allergy. So according to the passage, it should be allergies, not allergy. Okay? We have to use the words that we see from the passage themselves, or the passage itself. So we cannot change, we cannot paraphrase. So this should have been allergies. Okay? So did anyone get 4? Who got 4? Okay, use your Zoom. Raise your hand if you got 4. No one got 4? Okay, so we have 1. Who else? 2. Only 2 people? Okay, who got 3 and 3? Okay, so I think most of you got 3. So there, so it's actually as easy as this. So as long as you understand the question, you know where to find the keywords, and you also can, let's say, identify synonyms and paraphrasing, then reading is good to go. Questions? Do we have any questions? Okay, all right, so everyone, I need you to keep your phones. Keep your phones, everyone. No one should have a phone on their desks. Okay, so this is the link. Let me have someone open. Let's have Kat. Can you open the link? Okay, everyone, you have an hour to finish. You can start. All tracking cards in.